What is up, Texas Aggies fans? IndyCar Tim here for your Texas A&M Aggies Daily Blitz. And we've got some interesting news out of College Station and in the world of Twitter. If you ever read into tweets from athletes and collegiate players and whatever, sometimes it's just fun, and I have to talk about it. As we had a story back in July over at AggiesSI.com about Evan Stewart and Jonte Cook. Of course, Evan Stewart, the current Aggies wide receiver, Jonte Cook, the current Texas Longhorns wide receiver, in a workout together. And Jonte Cook, who had by then committed to the Longhorns, Stewart had by then committed to the Aggies. Cook claimed at the time after the workout that at some point Stewart would enter the transfer portal and join him in Austin with the Longhorns. He said at the time, quote, "He's going to be in the portal. Y'all are going to see us on the same team," end quote. So is that prediction kind of coming true now? Evan Stewart tweeted out, he's not super active on Twitter, but he tweeted out just a cryptic, vague, tweet on Monday morning saying, all it said was, "Woke up thinking." To which Jonte Cook quoted the tweet and replied, "Wonder if it's what I'm thinking." So, of course, literally the tweet could mean anything. He could be thinking about where he's going to lunch. I mean, come on. Sometimes these things are silly, and I'm not claiming that this is anything serious or anything to worry about. It's just fun seeing these two guys that are clearly friends interacting like this, and probably wasn't even planned. But, sometimes these things start with simple little things like this. So if you go back to their workout together in July, Cook suggested on video that Stewart made the wrong decision in picking the Aggies over the Longhorns. Both wide receivers were heavily recruited by both schools. Eventually, Stewart chose A&M. Cook chose the University of Texas. And it's funny because the quote from Cook was regarding the fact that A&M has very little success developing their wide receivers. He said at the time, quote, "He don't want 14 catches, bro. What do you think he out here training for? To go block? No way," end quote. There's a full clip of it on Twitter from back in July. It's also on an article for allaggies.com and over at Longhorns Country as well. Stewart was once a Longhorns pledge back in 2022 before he flipped his commitment to the Aggies. He entered his freshman year this year at A&M as probably the most talented receiver on the roster. We know Cook was heavily pursued by A&M, but he had A&M, didn't even have him in his final group of three, so he never considered them very seriously. And based on his comments, it's kind of easy to see why. So we'll see how this thing progresses, how it develops, if it does at all. But I just thought it was something interesting Longhorns fans, Aggies fans, you guys could play with, have fun with, talk about. Don't forget, A&M and Texas are expected to renew their rivalry, this time in the SEC. It'll either be in 2025 at the latest, possibly even 2024 if OU and Texas decide to pay the whopping however many millions of dollars, I forget what it was now, $25 million per school, I think, to get out of their Big 12 contract. But we'll see. Something to have fun with. Appreciate you guys tuning in. Make sure you find me on Twitter at IndyCarTim. Subscribe to the channel. Leave me a comment. Let me know what you think about all of this. Is it just a bunch of gibberish? Is it just something we're having fun with? I'd love to hear from you. Until next time, boys and girls, we'll see you.